Do you know what? In my book, pear is one of the most underrated, underused flavours in cocktails in the modern day era. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite fruits. In fact, it probably is my favourite fruit. So when I got the pear syrup from Monin and thought, do you know what, let's have a little play about with that, my head kind of instantly went thinking, what other liqueurs and base spirits are there in there? We have got, obviously, Whitley Neill's Quince gin, which does feature in one of these. Quince is kind of like a cross between pear and apple. We've obviously got like products called Zante with an X, which is like a pear brandy, if you like. We've got Poire William as well, which is a pear brandy, like Calvados is an apple brandy, but you just don't see them on menus. So let's revive pear. Let me know what you think of these recipes. There's a couple in there that will need naming. So your first cocktail is kind of like a Tennessee pear mule, if you want to call it that. It's essentially what it is. Obviously, I've got my pear syrup going on. Whiskey. I've actually written down just normal Jack Daniel's whiskey, and I went to grab it and I thought, oh, do you know what? That's going to go. Every single one of those flavours up there with Jack Daniel's, with Jim Beam, they are going to work. So feel free, have a little play with that. I was thinking apple, but it's only a little tiny drizzle there. Apple and pear, that's going to work. But honey, that's what I'm going to use. A tiny, tiny bit of lime juice. You can use a fresh lime. Ginger ale that was just opened in the last video, pressed apple juice, and then I really like the effect in the last video that I kind of like, if you're watching them in turn, like the melon cocktail that I did. I'm going to do the same, so I'm going to have a nice frothy foamy finish on top. If you don't want that, if you don't like that, don't use them. Right then, I'm going to shake this down. As I say, you could build this, but because I use sugar syrups now, I do like to shake them. So I'm going to shake it down, but if you want to build it in a glass, be my guest. This stuff is gorgeous, I love it. So 15 ml of your pear syrup. And then I'm going to go, is that the right way around? Yeah. I'm going to go a 60 ml double bubble of the honey whiskey. As I just said, whatever you fancy using, go for it. I bet it's going to taste awesome. So 60 ml, 2 ounce. Now I'm just going to go for some lime juice, and I reckon about 10 ml, which would be 2 decent sized wedges of lime maybe. But I'm just going for 10 ml. And then just obviously thinking on my feet here, mules do have bitters. You could go Angostura bitters if you really wanted to. In fact, I might just add a dash in a quick second, but I'm just doing 30 ml of the pressed apple juice. And then I'm going to get the foamers, and I think I am. I think I'm going to go for just kind of a little dash of Angostura bitters. You don't have to, but there we go. I'm just going to add that. And then you know how many drops of foamers we use, don't we? 8 drops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll top up with the ginger beer after the shake, so plenty of ice. There we go. And then some good old elbow grease. Have you noticed I've stopped dry shaking as well? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't think you need to with these kind of, with those foamers, but we'll see. Right, 4 cubes of ice. I'm just going to single strain that over the top. Look how foamy this is. And then we know what's going to happen with the ginger ale. If you've used ginger ale before, wait for it. There it goes. Go gentle with your ginger ale. Then I'm just going to garnish, as I always do, faff free. We can't be bothered, can we? What just looks good, and you can eat it as well. A dehydrated apple. And I might wait for a few minutes and top up with more ginger ale. Oh, I'll top that up for the thumbnail. Oh, that is so good. Oh, the honey. That was a great choice. Honey and pear. That was a really, really good choice. That tastes brilliant. Now, the second cocktail, I literally cannot wait to taste this. It's a pear and elderflower martini, and I've just gone to put a martini or a coupe glass into the freezer. And I was looking up there and I thought, do you know what? This would go in a highball glass over ice. It would go in a wine glass as a spritz. It would go in a champagne flute as well. So there's all different ways you can serve this. So we've got pear syrup. I've got Whitley Neill's Quince gin, which is kind of like, Quince is like a cross between apple and pear-ish gin, so that's going to be amazing. Elderflower liqueur, think Saint-Germain, think Chase if you're in the UK, any kind of decent elderflower liqueur. Going to go for a touch of lemon juice, and even though it's fizzy, and I'm going to do it martini, I'm going to add just a touch of Fever Tree's Mediterranean Tonic. Right, so this one definitely will need shaking because we want it proper ice cold. But if you're making a spritz, then over ice, ice or a highball, you could just build it in a glass. It's fine over ice. Anyway, 15ml of pear syrup. And then I'm going for 45ml of possibly close to being my favourite gin out of Whitley Neill's range. This is gorgeous Quince gin. So 45ml, 1.5 ounces. I'm then going to go for, is that the right way round? My OCD, there we go. 15ml, half an ounce of your favourite elderflower liqueur. And if you agree with me and it's Giffard's, then you score bonus points. I tell you what, the aromas already, pear, quince, elderflower, oh my word. Now I've written down 5ml for this. I don't know why I've written down 5ml, because in my head I'm thinking I want more than this. So I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to go 10ml, thinking I might actually need 15. Now we don't shake anything fizzy, do we? So plenty of ice and then good bit of elbow grease to give it a good old chill. Right, and when that's proper cold, we're going for, I told you, inspiration. People think, why? You can't put anything fizzy in a martini glass. Why can't you? Hey, why can't you? Who came up with that rule? We don't know. I'm going for 30ml. I'm going for, so 1 ounce. You may want to add more, but I think my whole head, I've just cottoned on, my whole head about the 5ml of lemon juice is because you've obviously got a bit of bitter quinine in the tonic water, and that's going to dial the sweetness back as well. So we'll see what's going to happen. So coupe glass out of the freezer, and that has literally been in there 3 minutes. Wow. Oh, don't know why I don't do that. I'm going to start doing that now. Right, double strain into there. Oh, magic. Right, perfect. You could even add a little bit of foamers if you want. The foam's gone down from the ginger. Look, you can see not much ginger went in there. Right, I'm going to do something funny with the, well, funny? It's not funny. Funny for me, anyway. Dehydrated apple, obviously, for the garnish. And then, just to kind of give it a bit of fun, I've got a tiny little sprig of mint, which I'm just going to sit right in the middle of the apple. Oh, my days, that is dangerous. I could just gulp that. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. The Mediterranean tonic works perfectly. I would say it's a little bit on the sweet side, not massively. I'm not talking like sex on the beach or anything like that, like pina coladas. I'm not talking that sort of sweet. But the gin and the pear does really come through. The tonic dials it back. You might need to go a touch more lemon juice, but oh my God, that looks really funny as well. The mint's kind of got a little, what do you call them, like armbands, not an armband, like a life ring around it with the apple. This is gorgeous. Right then, and the third and final pear cocktail in this video, it needs a name. I'll sling it into the Drinkstuff Microsoft Teams, so the guys, the staff there, the team can name the cocktail. You guys at home can get involved as well. Stick your name suggestions in the comments below. Don't ask me where the inspiration came for this one. Just go with it. I've not tasted it. This is going to be fun. So we've got pear syrup. The rum I've kind of gone for is Plantation Fiji. To explain this rum, it is just a tropical rum. It is like, forget Jamaican, forget Bajan, forget Venezuelan, forget Guyana, forget French versus English versus Spanish. It is just a gorgeous, mellow, bursting of tropical notes rum. It is gorgeous, gorgeous rum. We're going for Koko Kanu, my personal favourite coconut rum. Honestly, once you taste it, you're going to fall in love with it. But DMF coconut, Aluna is great as well. This is a rum. It's not like Malibu, which is a liqueur and half the strength of this, essentially. This is a proper coconut rum. So if you are going to use Malibu, then just play about with the ratios, because you'll want a bit more rum to carry the alcohol forward. Lime juice, coconut water, and because I like a little bit of froth, I'm going to use the foamers again, but you don't have to. I'm just going to. Right then, so this one's obviously a shaken cocktail again. So let's start off with the, and I've got a name in my head, and I know for a while it's going to pop up. If someone comes up with that name suggestion, I'm not going to say it. It's very obvious, but I know someone's going to come up with it in the comments. Then comes your rum. I love this stuff so much. So much. Oh, 45ml, 1.5 ounces of Plantation Fiji. Will other rums work? Yeah, of course they will. But I just love this because it's going to go really well with the pear. Then we're going for Koko Kanu. And I should have said where this came from. The reason why this is so good, it's made by Ray and Nephew. And those big famous Jamaican overproof rum guys. Yeah, it's them. So that was 15ml of Koko Kanu, half an ounce, just in case I didn't say it, can't remember now. Lime juice, I'm just going to go 10ml of lime juice, a third of an ounce, be equivalent to a couple of decent sized wedges. Then I'm going to go for just some decent coconut water, 30ml, 1 ounce of coconut water. And then my foamers are going to come out to play. As I say, you don't have to, but I just love that finish. They're so cheap in the grand scheme of things. So 8 drops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just think it gives a perfect finish to your cocktails. They look amazing. So as I was saying, no real need to dry shake. We're just going to test it out. So plenty of ice and then good hard fast shake. Right then, another coupe that's just come out of the freezer, and again, that's only been in there, what, 3 or 4 minutes maybe? Look at that. Right, double strain this. Let's see if the foam works without a dry shake. Oh, it did. Oh, it did. There we go, look at that. I can't wait to try this. And then just to garnish, again, fat-free, garnish with whatever you fancy. If you want to go coconut on top, be my guest. I'm just going to go, come here, fat fingers. Really fat fingers. Come here. I'm just going to go for a dehydrated lime. That takes tropical to a whole different level. The pear, the rum comes through. It's not actually as coconutty as you might think. That rum comes through more than anything. The pear notes, though, oh, that's so refreshing. So refreshing. And see what I mean about the foamers. Look at the finish of that compared to the finish of that. That tastes amazing, and we love the little lifeboat on top, but you know, the foamers do rock. Right then, 3 absolutely exquisite pear cocktails. Let me know what you think and which one is your favourite. If you want even more cocktail inspiration, dive into that video or playlist that's popping up on screen right there. As always, big old thumbs up if you like the video and the recipes. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos.